Hello everyone, Gilbert here. Welcome to Red Dragon Model Works. Just an update today on where I'm at with Banshee. I didn't get much done with her over the week, but last night I sat down and spent the day doing the little things. Now I'm not done with her yet. I still need to put her her plumbing in and a few more little nuts and bolts here and there, you know, to tie it all in. But I'll just show you where I'm at with her. So if you stick around, I'll flip this video around and I'll show you what I got right down here. Be back in a second. Well, there she is. As I said, I'm not done with her yet. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Let me lift it up. Right here where you have these fittings. Come on, focus. Right there, those fittings, there's going to be, damn thing, don't want to focus. Come on. There. There's going to be plumbing from this one to this one up here to this fuel cell, and then I have some underneath, and there's going to be brake lines running from here, wrapped around a little bit, and to the tire. I have them on both ends here and underneath. Let's see, where's she at? Right there. So that's going to have also some wire coming out of there for like brake lines. Here's the front end. I chose, I used the parts from that Shelby and just cut them up. And that's what I ended up doing. I might still put another little support brace, but I don't know. I don't want to put too much. Now, right here, on this piece right here, there's still going to be two little bolts in there, you know, to tie it all in on both ends. Because as it stands now, it doesn't look, you know, how's it being held in there? Well, I want some bolts in there to look like that. Those are the pipes. There's still a piece that goes here that's going to hold these pipes, you know, to give it support. So they're just not hanging there free-flowing like that. So there's the pipe. I'm not going to use the front, the rear canopy, the big bubble. I'm just going to use the front windscreen part of the canopy. Here's the rear end. There's going to be two bolts here still, and one right here to tie this in. And there's the tail section, as you can see, right there. I still need to lightly sand these down a little bit like I did these. You know, try to round them off a little. Come on. To try to round them off a little bit. But I think those bolts here, these are those Tiki train resin bolts. I think they came out nice. So I was going to add, let me sit her down for a second and I'll show you. I was going to add this on either side, a little 50 cal, and I had put this little piece on the bottom to sit like right here, something like that. But if I do that, I ruin the lines, you know. There's just, it becomes too busy. Now I could add them on her, maybe one or two on the side of her nose like this here, but I think it makes it look too, you know, it just get too much. They're too busy. So we'll see. I'm still not done. Right here on that plate on her tail here where I chopped it off, there still needs to be some little rivet detail in there like I did here. I'm not going to use these big guys. I'll use the same thing I did here. But there she is. This is what she's going to look like. Now, the tires I'm going to go with. Now, I got to tell you guys, this little one here gave me a fit. And I'll tell you why. I must have changed. I had brass all that other stuff to make all the front of this. And it's, as you can see, my desk is a mess because this is what all the stuff that I've been using for this little guy here. Now, I was going to make my own, and I'll do that in the next one because I want to be able to weld, braze it all together, solder it all together. So the next one I do, and I don't know when that'll be. I think I'm going to take a break for a while from these. But the next one I'm going to do is going to be all handmade here. All the front end and the rear end out of brass tubing. And I'll have it all, soldered in. I must have changed this front end about 4 or 5 times, and the same thing with the rear. I originally wanted, and if I can find what I did with it, I originally wanted to put the differential, but there was just no way I could fit it in there. And also what I did was I wanted a wider stance in the back and a narrower stance in the front. And I'll show you. What did I do with my... Oh, it's right here. It's underneath all this mess here. If I do this, I'll show you. Just by... You can see when I put this up against it, she's narrow. Well, I'll put it on this side. It'll be easier. She's slightly longer in the tail than she is in the front, and that's by design. That's the way I wanted it. I wanted it to fatter in her bottom, thinner up in the front. But yeah, there she is, guys. I'll show you her belly once again. Got all that done there. There's going to be a couple of bolt details on that brace there, holding that front end also. Actually, it's going to be rivet detail. Some little rivets, like right there in each corner of this piece right here. I'll run about 2, 1, 2, and on the other side 1, 2. So it'll be 4. Just to tie that in. Once this is all painted and weathered up, you're not going to know it's plastic. I plan on using metallizers, pigment powders, you name it. So, I kind of like the way she's came out. Especially these little bolts there. These were nice, It gave me the effect I wanted. And that's what I wanted it to look like. Just like that. So, that's how she's going to look when you're looking at her. Now the tires, well, I'll discuss that in a minute. So, there she is, guys. Let me know what you think down there. Be right back. So there she is. Now, I had stressed the tires because I originally was going to use these. They're not bad once they're painted and weathered up. They'd be nice. But then I started looking at these spare ones that I had. And just to give you a quick idea, that's what she'll look like. And then I was talking to Richard Whaling yesterday, and we were just talking back and forth, and I showed him what I was doing, and I bought out some tires, and I showed him some big meats, big fat slicks. Threw them on there. Oh, she looked great. But then when I put all the tires on there, I started thinking, wait a minute. She's too thin for those big meaty tires. So I'll save those tires for another one. I didn't want the big meats in the back and thin ones in the front. It just threw it. Once you look down at it, from this angle, it threw the whole thing off. So I'm just going to stay with these tires right here. Because once you got them all on there, she looks good. And right now, as you can tell, they're not, so I'm going to stay with these. So there she is, guys. There's Banshee. That's what she's going to look like. Again, as I mentioned, I'm not going to use the full canopy here. I'm just going to use the front. And I might even tint the front one. I think she's going to look cool. I've got some lead wire here that I'm going to make the plumbing out of. And I think once all the plumbing's in there, she'll look great. No, I'll do that later. I was up all night with her yesterday, putting her together, and you guys will see. I'll put some slides at the end of this, but yeah, there she is. So, let me know what you guys think of her. I think after this one's done, I'm going to take a break and get some of these figures done, but I need to clean this mess, guys, because when I build like this, I got stuff everywhere. I mean, there's just stuff everywhere here. So, yeah, I hope this has inspired you. I know they're fun to build, so if you guys got a plane that you don't mind cutting up, by all means. And it doesn't have to be a World War II plane. You can, I mean, I've got plans to do a couple of World War I ones, triplanes, biplanes. I've even got a stealth fighter there, F-22, and an A-10 that I was thinking about doing something with. I got a Zero. I have a Texan, a Jug, a Spitfire, another 109, a 190, a few other ones that I'm going to do, but not. I'm going to give it a rest after this one. So I encourage you guys. You guys want to have fun, man. These are great, man. You're thinking out of the box. There's no stress. Anything goes with them, man. It's only what your imagination can. I mean, you can slap anything on them, man. It's an Aero Fantasma, man. So, it's a fantasy. That's what Fantasma means, like a fantasy. So, Aero Fantasy. So that's what I call mine. I think Virgil, Dr. Cranky's calling them Phantom Arrows, or Aero Phantoms. And that's cool. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it Butch if you want. It doesn't matter. It's your build, man. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think below here. I'll tell you what, man. She's been fun. So, that being said, I wish you all peace. I wish you all well. Be good to your families. Love your children. Brothers and sisters, do not go to bed angry because you don't know what tomorrow will bring. And if you can think it up here, guys, I mean, if the thought's there, build it. It's Red Dragon saying, peace. Until next time. Ciao.